day for a great episode here on Saltiness Isn't Bliss. Today I am making an Amish noodle casserole. So let's get started. We want to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. That is my dog wanting to make an appearance in the video just by sound. So we want to have a large casserole dish. Any material dish you have, whether it's glass, ceramic, metal, will work just fine. We're going to set that aside for a moment. So I have prepped a couple things to kind of speed things up just a bit. So in this pan, I have a ½ pound of ground beef that I have just cooked and drained. You can use anywhere between a ½ and 1 pound of ground beef. Over here in this pot, I've got 8 ounces of elbow macaroni that I've just cooked. Any style noodle you want to use is fine, but we do want to cook it ahead of time. So now what we want to do is we want to add our cooked noodles in with our browned ground beef. We're just going to pour all of those in there. So it looks something like that. I'm going to give it a real good mix. And now we see the base layer of our casserole kind of taking shape in the pan. And I wish you guys could see the dog standing right here just listening so intently on how to make this tasty dish. Next up, we want to add some dried minced onion, and dried minced garlic. So that is 1 teaspoon each, and I've just kind of blended them together in here. We're going to mix that in. So we got a nice little coat of that right on top. ½ cup of milk. If you want to cut down on your sodium even more, you can go with ½ and ½. Next up, we add our soups. We start with cream of mushroom. If you can find the healthy request, that cuts your milligrams of sodium in half. So even better, that's what we're going for on this channel, cutting down on the salt. Put that whole can in the pan. All right, next up is our tomato soup. The tomato soup I've been finding in the larger size, which is about 14 ounces. A standard can is about 10 and a half. So it's great, you get more bang for your buck, but in this case we want just a standard can size. So I'm gonna take out the 4 ounces that I don't need. There we go. And then I'm just going to add in the whole rest of that can. Guys, there's how we're looking right now, pre-mixed. So now we want to take a large spoon and really mix and blend not only our soups, but also that small amount of milk that we put in there before we put the soups in. So you just want to kind of move it all around, make sure all those noodles get coated, mixed in, and that those 2 colors of soups get a nice creamy blend to them. There we are, all nice and blended. So our last ingredient that we're going to add into our pan is pepper to taste. Any style pepper will do. And I'm just kind of going to give it a nice coat all the way around. Then we want to mix that in there as well to move on to our casserole dish. So we want to put a heavy coat of cooking spray all the way around. So there's that. Now we want to pour our entire pan mixture into our casserole dish. Just using the back of the spoon, we can kind of smooth that out so that it's even in our dish. Our very last step before it goes in the oven is to sprinkle the top with some paprika and some dried parsley. That will be to taste. So I'm just going to give it a nice even coat all the way across. All right, here it is all seasoned up, ready to go in the oven. We will pop it into a preheated oven for a ½ hour. The other thing I wanted to mention is the beauty of casseroles is you don't have to make them right now. So let's say you wanted to do everything we've just done now and you get up to this point, but you just don't have time to cook it, or you want to have it the next night or later on. You can always just put some foil on this, pop it in the fridge, And then later on when you've got the time or you want the meal already prepped so you saved yourself that time and work, you can just pop it in the oven then. So here is our tasty casserole right out of the oven. You can cut the cook time down if need be. So you can cut it down to 20 minutes. I originally said 30, but anywhere between 20 and 30 because all our ingredients are already cooked ahead of time. And here is our cozy casserole on a plate. Who's ready to go pop this in the oven quick so you can have this for dinner tonight? Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.